That's what you're leading with? Live from under this crawl space, under Ari's lower basement. It's a basically fancy expert business pants Friday. Joined as always by the lurker, the madman.
When did we switch entirely to having some sort of weird radio names? When did that happen?
I'm plant-based rust. Do you know they're making plant-based rust now?
What does that even mean?
Worried. I was worried.
It's rust. You know, it's that horrible rust like that forms on my Subaru made out of plants.
For what purpose? To break stuff down?
I'm a terrible person. I'm making all that up.
God.
Let's just welcome our guest. Who wants to? Ari, why don't you welcome our guest? We have a fancy expert this week. Come on.
It is the winner of 2021-2 March Sadness Tournament.
Yes,
yeah, there's the music.
O'Shea! The only one to beat Matt Mascardi.
Well, he beat everybody.
But
That's right.
We should be clear here. He didn't really win. But good for
he
you,
didn't.
buddy. Good for
he
you.
didn't really win.
Won.
O'Shea, I don't know. Did you hear any of the podcasts that we referenced you? We talked about you a lot, actually. Did you hear any of that?
Of course.
Yeah, sure. You can just say yes. Just not a long.
Diplomatic answer.
I mean, luckily, there's only like 4 podcasts out. So, I mean, we're one of 4 that people listen to.
4 podcasts.
Anyway, O'Shea did win the entire March Madness tournament. I don't know what Matt keeps lying that he won, but clearly O'Shea knows something because he picked 3 out of the 4 in the final 4. So he's clearly the smartest out of all of us.
That's what no one tells him.
Okay.
That's what Ari told me.
Yeah. Now, O'Shea, what?
You can't trust her.
You are like a stock market fanatic? What is your thing? What's your deal?
More like a guru, I'd say.
So who do you want to replace in the show? You want to replace Matt or Emma?
Whoever makes the most money.
Those are the 2 replaceable people.
Yeah, I'm not getting replaced. And Ari
thank you.
always says hi to me
Stop
nicely,
right there.
unlike you two.
Whoever makes the most money is who he said he wants to replace.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be Emma.
Bye, Matt.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything about yourself, O'Shea? You don't have to. I know that you're in our lovely region of the country, New England. That's all I know about you. And maybe you're smart because you heal people or something.
I like that's a maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know this character. All I know is he played our game and he won. That's all I really know.
Yeah, Ari texted me a couple minutes before the deadline, and I decided to get a little March Madness bracket in. Took me a few minutes, but you know.
You're pissing off Emma by
I probably shouldn't have mentioned. I probably shouldn't have asked because I think O'Shea just revealed that he's not a real listener. Ari just texted him.
No, I do listen.
Oh, okay.
I've been listening for a while. Yeah.
Real listener.
He listened
But-
to all the Woke Data episodes.
Which I haven't heard in about 6 years.
Well,
so.
season 1's done. Season 2's in development.
Season 2 is in the works.
I like it when you run out of ideas. You call it a season and you just
It's
cap
perfect.
it. I like it. It's perfect.
That's exactly right.
We didn't run out of ideas, first of all. We just ran out of steam.
Okay.
We
Same
ran out of energy.
All right, so we're not going to do our traditional Friday show. We're going to play the good game with our expert, O'Shea. Hey-o.
Thank you.
Yeah. Here's how the good game works. This is a game that was basically demanded by my dear mother, who was sick and tired of all our negative nonsense, all of our moaning. In fact, she told me last weekend on our walk, maybe one time we'll have a walk and we'll talk about cheery things, nice things. And I was like,
well, if ESG wasn't such a hate factory, then
like,
we'd
how the
have
hell is
more
that
to
going to
talk
happen?
about.
So I put a game together for her, which is that I pick out headlines that they just seem good. They make me happy. They sound like it's good news. The world's getting better, and then I ask our esteemed experts / pundits to weigh in on a score from 1 to 10, tell me if they're actually good. 10 being good, 0 being not good. Emma usually gives everything a 0. So that's how the game works.
You're missing
O'Shea,
a very crucial component of this game, in my opinion,
Yes.
in your description. You're missing the part where you are actually secretly playing the game because Matt, Ari, and I are always critiquing your curation.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
most
because
of it
that's
is.
because you guys are over analytical, annoying twits. I don't know. That's your problem. That's not my problem.
But that's a crucial part of the game. So, John,
Okay.
if you have issues with Damien's curation,
Who's
you
John?
should feel free to voice your opinion.
Who's John? There's
on it.
only O'Shea.
Yeah, I don't know this John character.
Sorry, apologies, O'Shea.
I wonder when
All
I
right.
became Damien again, because in school I was always Rawless, and then I became Damien again. I think is that
Rawless
like a
is
New
a
England thing?
stupid
You get
name.
called by your last name.
It's a white dude thing.
Okay, fine. I'm that, and I'm a New England guy. All right, let's do this. Do we have
Yeah,
good game
lurking.
music, Emma?
We can.
Yeah, do it. Come on. Oh, you do that for everything. There,
No,
we have
'cause I
like
like this
40
one.
buttons here. How about this one?
That, the fourth wall just keeps coming down.
Okay,
We got
all right.
40 buttons here. All right, let's do
All right,
this.
come on.
Come on.
All right.
Give us a bell.
Give me headlines.
I have a couple in here that I put just to pander to our guest O'Shea, the winner of our. Well, by the way, for winning March Sadness and beating you, Matt, what does he win exactly?
O'Shea wins
What?
a piece of free float merchandise of his
Oh.
choosing and or
Nice.
creation. We can make you sweatpants that say business pants down the side. We can make you
Ooh.
hats. We can make you t-shirts. We can make it say business pants. We can make it say winner of March Sadness. We can make it say whatever you want. So after the show, we're gonna we can get a breakdown. Unless you want to pick something on the spot, we can get a breakdown from you at any point. We will make it. We will put it on our Etsy store and make it available. But we'll send you some free swag that you can
Ooh.
wear proudly to tell people that you won March Sadness, even though you didn't.
No, he did. And the only caveat to that is that everything is an extra small.
And the caveat to that caveat is
Yeah.
that everything Matt said was a lie. You have to get a crop top. Team crop top forever.
Well, okay. I don't know if I like that idea. All right, let's do this. Let's play the good game. I threw in a couple here for O'Shea. I'm pandering to O'Shea a little bit. Because Ari told
O'Shea,
me what he does for a
arbiter of
living.
truth?
So I threw in a couple. Yeah,
Yeah,
O'Shea's the arbiter of
absolutely.
truth, of course. Yes.
Got it.
So here we go. In fact, this first one in our drugs category is really, I really wanted to hear an expert hear about this, weigh in on this. Here's the headline. The U.S. House of Representatives passes a bill to limit the cost of insulin to $35 per month.
Oh my
And-
god.
Wow.
And I included this for a few reasons. One, I know that O'Shea is a medical professional, and two, I know he's a stock market guru. So I'm wondering, like, is he going to be out on insurance companies, in on like, what is it? How does his mad stock market guru brain spin?
It looked like
when
he was
hears
taking
it?
notes.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's already at it. All right, who wants to jump in on this?
I'm
Matt, I know you
already
love
better than all of us. All
Matt.
right.
You love insulin cost limits. Like, 'cause
I
you're that
do.
kind of guy.
I do love myself a good insulin cost limit. But here is a different statistics that I found. 70% of Americans eat fast food at least 3 times per week and
Oh, this is
spend an
Whoa. $70%?
70%.
Did you say 70?
70, and spend an average of $1,200 per year
Wow.
on fast food. Or if you're not good at math, that's $100 a month. So right now, they're paying the cost of insulin because of the diabetes they're getting largely from fast food. On the low end, like $300 a month, and $100 on the thing that's giving them the diabetes. My suggestion for the house would be, instead of capping the cost of insulin at $35 a month, you should floor the cost of fast food at $300 a month.
What-
And
what?
then you wouldn't have
does
an
that
insulin
mean?
cost problem.
Wait,
Raise
what?
the cost of fast food, Damien. It's very
Raise it for
expensive.
who? Oh, for the consumer.
For everyone.
For everyone. I think the minimum cost...
Even Popeyes? I like Popeyes.
The
I like
minimum
Popeyes,
cost
too.
of fast food should not be, for a family of 4, $12 a meal.
Okay,
I
so you're
know
saying-
food deserts, and Emma's shaking her head like
Because
this
you're
is
blaming the
only
victim.
access to
I know
food.
why.
Yeah, but a Crunchwrap Supreme at Taco Bell, I mean, we need
Should
those.
be $40.
Emma,
What
Taco
is-
Bell.
Why does everyone talk about Taco Bell first? Like that's something that's like a reasonable thing to
Also,
eat.
Anyway.
O'Shea introduced me to the 4x4 at Wendy's.
Oh yeah,
Well, I don't know what
that's
that
my
is.
go-to.
All right, you have to tell me now.
Or
What
you,
is-
or
what
you
is
can get the
4x4?
8x8, which I
Wait,
Which is really
O'Shea,
just
you
the
have to
4x4.
tell
which
me.
I coined as the 4x4 times 2 when you're really hungry.
Okay, clearly these two like to get high together and go to drive-through. But what is a 4x4? I'm actually curious. What is that?
Ari?
Nah,
Oh,
they don't know.
it's 4 menu items of Wendy's for $4.
So you can get a
Okay.
chicken sandwich, a Frosty, a fry,
I
and
know.
And nuggets.
a 4-piece
I know what
chicken
4
McNugget.
means, guys. I know what that means. Now listen, under Matt's new system, that would cost $1,200. I just did that math in my head.
Which I think is correct.
Okay.
Uh,
What Matt's trying to say is that if we can regulate the cost of drugs, why can't we regulate the fast food industry? I was going to say, why can't we regulate the amount of franchises?
I'm
but
saying, why can't
yeah.
we regulate the cost of all drugs? Fast food is effectively a drug.
Of course.
If it's a drug, Netflix, fast food, coffee.
Yeah, I want
regulate
my
the cost
coffee
of them.
lower. Yeah, I want my coffee lower. I want my 4x4 higher. Okay. Anyway,
I'm
give me a
still gonna
score.
give this. I'm still going to give this an 8 because it's
only an
not
8.
anybody. It's not really the user's fault.
Ari, I'm going to
fast food
put this in a
essentially.
little bit of context for you. The current range of prices is $334 to $1,000 a
Yeah.
month.
This is insane. This is
Right, how is
definitely a
this-
10.
Thank you, Ari. This is why Ari's on the show. Come on.
Everyone can get behind this.
Emma,
You know,
Not the Republicans.
even the
Matt-
Republicans. If,
12.
yeah.
I think 12
Matt is
Republicans.
barking up the wrong goddamn tree. It's a 10.
Okay. But who we really want to hear from is O'Shea. Who's right? What do you think? What's going on here?
So I did agree with Matt that we need to fix the causes of these problems, not fix the problems after
Okay.
they're already
I like that.
happened.
Correct.
I don't know if fast food is the way to attack it, but definitely
you love it.
incentivizing healthy foods rather than not healthy foods would be the way to do it. Food stamps for vegetables rather than food stamps for Doritos.
Love it.
Second, I just don't know where the funding is coming from. Are we paying these drug companies out of our taxes still at that
Interesting.
$1,200 rate for the insulin?
Wow.
Or
Yeah.
are we actually decreasing the basically profits of the drug companies, which is what should happen? Because I also don't want to pay out of my pocket someone else's poor mistakes, which is a problem. And
Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't even
O'Shea.
consider. And do you know, O'Shea, off the top
Where'd
of
it
your
go?
head, or anyone, have we limited the costs of other drugs in this manner? Is this a
Yes,
a new
EpiPens.
phenomenon?
I
Okay,
don't
only,
think they capped
only
it.
EpiPens and insulin. Only two.
Wait, did we was it a legislative thing that capped the cost of EpiPen, or was it just the person being bullied, the one that hiked up the price?
I think it was the latter, not the former.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, we can bully people into doing it, but they're not going to listen.
yeah, it's
mean,
definitely a problem in the U.S. I mean, you can go over to the border, I think, to Canada and get insulin for half the cost.
Yeah.
Not that someone in Vermont would know that anything about going over the border and stuff. All right, Mr. Cigarette Smoker. I'm talking to you, Matt. Let's move on.
Woo!
Let's move on to dystopia. This is one I always put in. I put in any robot dog story just for Matt. Here we go.
Jesus.
Although I think you might like this one. Robot dog issues COVID-19 instructions in lockdown, Shanghai, China. So I guess there are, I think this is happening in Singapore too. But basically there are robot dogs wandering around helping people with their
Helping
COVID-19
people?
problems.
This is a 100.
Year
This is the
two.
best use of a robot I've ever heard of.
What? Ari's already sad about this.
No.
Yes.
You don't
I
like
love it.
this?
No.
10.
This
Why,
is,
Ari?
This is a 2. This
Why?
Is,
Aw.
this is
I gotta
weird
know why. Why?
Because
Yeah.
people are gonna be mean to the robot dog. I'm afraid it's gonna get punted.
I can tell you
Interesting.
for a fact, Ari is not wrong. When they introduced a robot at a tech show, I think this was like 3 or 4 years ago, it was sexually molested because it was a
What?
female robot. It was immediately assaulted, and if it was like a real human
At a tech show.
at a tech show, and it was like the demo robot, and they allowed you to interact with it, like the first thing people did was like grope it and assault it. It's the very first instinct. So
All right,
yes,
don't sound so excited about it. Okay.
every
Emma,
dog
what
is
do you
going
think?
to get punted.
I mean, everyone
Well-
has cell phones. You can push notifications for whatever it is they need. Like, I don't understand.
Now that there's
look at you being
robo
practical.
bestiality on the table, it's a 0.
Emma, I don't know if I appreciate that, Emma. But
I'm sorry. What did I just hear from Matt?
It's on,
I just
I'm saying it's on the table.
dots.
don't listen to Matt. O'Shea, who's really right here? We have a range of scores here: a 10, a 0, and a 2. I like this. What do you think, O'Shea?
I'm thinking an 8. Robot dogs are pretty cool.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
Shay.
Because it's one more break that O'Shea can take at work if a robot is disseminating medical information. That's what I'm hearing. All right. So that means that nobody's right. That's another thing that O'Shea
No, I was
really
correct.
kind of secretly said. Moving on. Let's go to OK Billionaire. Again, I kind of put this in for O'Shea because he's our stock market guru, but I want to hear what everyone thinks about. I mean, we talked about it all week, but let's talk about it. Put a number on it. Twitter names Musk to the board, saying he's exactly what we need. And at the same time, Twitter confirms it is working on an edit button. Let's talk all things Twitter. Come on, 0 to 10. Come on. Ooh, Ari's already excited. Who wants to talk about
edit
it?
button. This is great. I can't. Why are you putting these two together though? I don't know how to vote.
I'm just talking Twitter.
So
I just
conflicted.
want to talk to Twitter. It's a big week at Twitter. I want everyone to put a 0 to 10 on Musk's Twitter week.
This is what I mean about Damien's curation.
I'm
What
all
is
about. Yeah.
No, I want to hear. I want you to officially go on record. What do you think? Especially, I want to hear O'Shea because he probably invests in this. And I want to. What is he thinking? Well, how are his wheels turning knowing that Musk has joined the board? Come on, Matt. Come on, get us going.
All right, look, this is, I think what just happened is it's a $3 billion edit button. I mean,
Okay.
that Musk spends $3 billion buying a 9.1% stake in the company. He's not an activist for 2 days, and then he's an activist like 2 days later. They did the filings, and they changed the filings, so now he's a 13D instead of a 13F.
Oh,
or
really? I
whatever.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
or 13G. Yeah, he's
Wait,
had to
what-
swap filings.
So what does that actually mean? Anything?
Please
It
don't-
What
basically
is
please don't
means-
his
explain
legal
it, Matt.
distinction?
Yeah, it's a legal
matter?
distinction. A 13G means you've acquired a passive stake in the company. You have no expectation. You're not going to do anything. You're not in communication with them. You just own a bunch of it. And a 13D means you actually are looking for something. You're going to join the board. You're taking an activist stake. And because he immediately joined the board, he basically had to amend his 13G to be
Yeah,
a
he was
13D.
He was lying and trolling.
He
as
basically
usual,
was
yeah.
lying the whole time and fooling with the SEC. And I love when anybody does that because that's just for comedy's sake. and
Sort of
content's
all
sake.
he does. He
Musk-
also filed
Musk,
this
yeah.
late.
Musk has no respect for the FCC, but
No.
what he did is he is basically investing, which can give returns and also give him free marketing.
Right? It's
Yes, he's invested in his marketing arm, which is himself, which is
Yeah.
Twitter.
Which is
Which
brilliant.
It in itself is marketing.
Which he can
Yeah.
market anything he wants on Twitter now and have less repercussions.
That's
and
true too.
it only
Oh, I
cost
didn't actually.
him
I didn't think of it that way. Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
50% of world hunger is all it cost him because he basically spent $3 billion to get himself an edit button on Twitter, or he could have spent the $6 billion that the UN was talking to him about spending to solve world hunger for 1 year. And he said, well, prove it to me. And then the UN proved it to him. And so I like the simplicity of, actually, all I want is an edit button. I like that. It's
No,
ridiculous.
I don't like edit.
I am
buttons.
very
I'm waiting for a
invested.
number here.
It's a
I'm very
5. It's a
invested.
5.
All right,
I
tell
want
me,
this
Ari, why?
edit button, like
Why?
technicalities.
Get it right the first
because
time.
If
Yeah.
you edit, but then you can't see what it said before, I don't want that. I want the history.
Well, isn't that
of
what it's
editing.
going to be though? Isn't that what it's going to be like on
We don't know
Slack?
that.
Every time I type "I hate Ari" in Slack, I edit
and
it.
then you edit
say I
it. Mm-hmm.
like Ari, but you don't know that I said. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right.
The Facebook, you can see the edit history.
Yeah, well, I don't use Facebook.
And-
I like that.
Instagram, you can't.
Ari's problem is not that the only reason there's an edit button is because a billionaire bought the 9% of the company and wanted an edit button and then decided to make one.
He saw
It's
a
that
problem. and what
Ari's
he's trying-
problem.
He bought it.
Ari's problem is I just want to make sure the functionality is great. Like I
I'm
want
with
to see
Ari.
the
Ari,
edit
give me a
log.
score. Come on,
6.
Emma.
Utility wise, yes, I do want an edit button because on my most successful free float tweet ever, I spelled kawaii wrong. So that sucks.
You never get over that one, are you?
But
I know. It's only you
conspiracy
care.
theory wise, I am going towards Elon wants an edit button so that he can post stuff to Twitter, and then when the SEC is like, you can't tweet that, he'll just go, I'll edit it. But then people
Right.
will have taken screenshots of it, and it will exist, and it will have already done what he wanted
Yeah.
it to do.
He's
So
trolling Hester Pierce.
Yeah, he's trolling.
He's trolling the
honestly,
world.
the entire SEC.
Yeah.
So
What's your number, Emma?
I'm going for a 3.
O'Shea, what do you think
5,
about all
3, and a
this?
6. O'Shea.
Actually, you can give it a 10. I know you want to. You think it's brilliant.
Don't come on, leave him alone.
For
leave him
brilliance, I think it's a 10.
Wow, they did.
alone. I mean, I think O'Shea is right. I mean, I think for because he's speaking for business pants. I think it's like there's so much fodder here. As much as I hate the man, and I'm not you, O'Shea. I mean, sorry. I mean, but I just think it's like an unending supply of comedy and drama for us.
But
Yes,
there's a
Matt.
not-
You don't. Do
there's
you
a-
really have to
there's-
say more?
Yeah, there's the open-ended question is, will Musk be considered an independent director? That's what I want to know later. Like, I
Well,
want to
he-
know that.
Well, no, by by SEC standards, by the listing standard, the exchange standards, even by corporate governance standards, I think he is technically.
He is. Even though he's connected to at least 2 of the members on the board and he has a 9% stake in the company, he's
Yeah.
still considered independent.
All right,
Welcome to
moving
crazy.
on. Next headline: this crypto CEO. This one's really for you, Ari. This crypto CEO says he made $20 billion just to give it away. His name is Sam Bankman-Fried, and he basically says he's going to give away everything and live off $100,000 a year. And I want to tell you
How
something.
humble.
There's also a twist in this case, I think, which proves our point about everything, Matt, is that this guy was born in Stanford, right? Stanford, California, but ended up going to MIT and graduating.
Oh,
So
yes.
he really is the anti-Teal, anti-Zuck. So I think he proves something of our weird theories somehow. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't think he does. I do think it's finally a good use for Bitcoin. I
True,
think we can
very good
agree that
use,
it was
very
a
good
good
use.
use for Bitcoin, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. I love it because he's trolling effectively everyone. He just simultaneously trolled billionaires, Bitcoin buyers and users, and like zealots, and because he became a billionaire on it in the first place, and he sort of is trolling himself. Like he gave himself $100,000 a year. Like he's giving it all away, but not all of it away. He's giving himself
Well, okay,
$100,000
$100,000
in
that's-
perpetuity.
I think it's a reasonable cap on an annual salary. I think that's fine.
I love it. I'm giving it a 10. I think it's great.
I will say this, Emma, if this makes you feel any better. He's a vegan, but more importantly,
He doesn't eat
he has a
Taco Bell
bean-
then.
and this is how
He
this is
could
how
eat Taco Bell.
This is how idiotic I am. He has a bean bag like in every room and like in his office, and he sleeps in. And I was like looking to find the brand of the bean bag because I want a bean bag. I see it. O'Shea's laughing at me. I don't know why, but I was doing that this morning and I couldn't find the stupid brand name. Anyway, Emma, does that make it better? Emma, come on.
A grown man is obsessed with beanbag chairs.
Talking about me or
knocking
Sam?
off- that's knocking off points from my score. I was gonna,
Really?
yeah, that
you.
negatively impacted my vision of this man. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't
dare
like
you.
hearing about crypto. I don't think I like crypto in general, but I do like that he's sort of flipping the bird to the establishment, to the Peter Thiel type. So I'm not mad about that either. So in addition to the beanbag element of it, I think I'm going to give it a 5.
What?
Oh, wow.
How did you get down to a 5? Dude,
beanbag.
he
Crypto and
he's giving
beanbags,
away.
too.
Do we know
He
who
has
he's giving the
$20
money
billion,
to?
and he's reportedly he's giving it
Well-
all away and saving only $100,000 a year.
If the
I-
word
I-
crypto is involved, I can listen
Okay,
for
alright.
about
Okay, that's
5
fair.
seconds.
I will say, look, I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
He started a company called FTX, which is a Bitcoin, like
Oh,
a
the
cryptocurrency
trading.
exchange
Yeah.
and trading company. He made $20 billion on it. The company is headquartered in the Bahamas, so he doesn't have to pay taxes. So who he's
He
not
lives in
giving
the Bahamas.
money
He
to
lives there.
because he doesn't want to pay taxes in the U.S.
And
You guys are
maybe
not
because
giving
it's
the money
lovely.
to is to
You
U.S.
guys
go-
kiss
the government.
Mackenzie Scott's butt like every chance you can get, and her wealth keeps growing as she's giving it away. There are articles
it's
that
not
her
her
wealth
fault.
is getting
It's not her fault.
bigger. It's Okay, I don't understand.
The
Okay.
logo of his company is going to show up on Major League Baseball uniforms this year. That's all I'm saying. This
What?
Well,
is-
does anyone
How
even
is
watch
that-
baseball anymore?
Yeah,
I'm gonna give this
exactly.
a 10.
Ari, thank you, Ari.
Slamming baseball.
Because-
Yeah, Matt, you gave him a 10, and you're also crapping on him. I don't
I
understand.
love it.
O'Shea,
I love everything
O'Shea,
about
who's
it.
right here? Come on, O'Shea, help us out.
I'd like to see results, so I'd give it a 5 until I see results.
Oh,
That sounds like
wow.
Emma
Hey,
lurking.
Emma
Yeah.
won.
She did win. I'm
I'm
with
now
you though, O'Shea.
anti-O'Shea.
I did look for that too. I haven't exactly found the evidence of this, so let's hope there's it actually happens. Let's move on to stakeholders rule. Come on. Let's at least put a number on the Amazon unionization in Staten Island. Here's the headline:
Yeah.
Amazon labor organizer popped champagne. Thank Bezos. I mostly just included this because I love that headline. He said this. He said, this is Chris Smalls. He said, when he was up there, we was signing people up. So he's thanking Bezos directly for escaping the Earth's atmosphere. Come on, let's put a number on it.
What?
I just think this guy,
10.
Chris Smalls, is like, he's a pseudo genius. He's a genius. Come on.
Yeah, I give this a 10. Are
Yeah.
you kidding? It was awesome.
I'm going to give it 7 only because I want to know if the champagne that he popped was grown by one of the members of the Champagne Growers Union in France. That's the important part.
Well,
Was it really from Champagne?
but what do you mean though? Like, you're trying to get at a joke, but
I'm just saying, like, they just unionized. Are they supporting unions by buying champagne that came
well,
from
but
the
if it
union
actually is
grown
champagne, it
vineyard?
is coming from France. We know this, and
Right. And the French
France has a
Union
very
for
strong.
champagne is Champagne Growers Union.
Yeah. Okay. Stop trolling, Chris Smalls. How dare
Do
you?
we have a picture? It's probably
Emma?
not Champagne.
10.
Okay, O'Shea, are you gonna piss on the union, O'Shea?
You know,
He's thinking about it.
we'll give it a 10.
Yeah, we just peer pressured him into a 10. Good job,
No,
guys.
I don't.
Not you. You gave it a 7.
I don't. No one cares what I think. Let's be real. The next one is for O'Shea again. Another I'm pandering to O'Shea. Here's the headline: Doctors are unionizing and walking out for better patient conditions. I've never heard of this kind of thing. Anyone want to weigh in on this?
Doctors
sounds
traditionally at hospitals are independent contractors. They tend to actually have like a separate organization, and they have rights at hospitals, and they are considered independent contractors. I
Okay,
think
did not know
actually
that. Yeah.
what's fascinating about it is that they're not unionizing and walking out for themselves because
Yeah.
their pay is not a problem. Like their rights and pay is not a problem. They're
Right.
actually walking out because of patients. And my guess is they're walking out of patients. And this is what I'm interested in hearing O'Shea talk about is the patients have turned into like evil pains in the asses. Like
Evil.
the Instagram like social mediaization of information. Like all I know is like every patient that walks in to see my wife, like half of them have like their own medical diagnosis that they just want confirmed
Google.
before from Google and Wikipedia and whatever before they even talk to a doctor. And when the doctor says like, no, that's not really what it is, they're like, fuck you, doctor, and your whole office, and how dare you make me wait outside, and I hate everything about this, and this is inconvenient time for me to begin with. It becomes like a whole thing. So I'm going to give this
What?
8.
What's wrong with me? Why am I always so polite when I go to doctors' offices? Like I want to get more ranty and angry and yelly.
You
like
got to work
that.
on that.
No.
Maybe you've had good experiences. I don't know. I feel like a lot of
Actually,
people are frustrated. You know,
I
the
hope-
cost and the wait. Like,
I think
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
medical field is frustrated in general. People that are coming to see medical professionals and medical professionals themselves that are really have this huge weight of insurance companies and documentation over our heads. But in regards to patient safety, I haven't seen any problems with patient safety besides having lack of providers and nurses to take care of patients because of the weight that is put on the shoulders of providers. So I think that the whole medical field does have a problem in that sense. I think that overhead costs are increasing because patients want better facilities while they're inpatient, which raises costs, and having their own private rooms and nice plasma screen TVs and good food and everything else, so they're not bored.
Yeah.
But I can go on a rant about this for a while.
Bring your iPad.
Yes.
I think
It's
O'Shea's
not a
saying bring your
hotel.
iPad.
In the hospital, it's not a hotel. We really need to take care of patients and get them back out to their homes.
You're
And-
not a guest here.
Yeah, and having good patient safety, making sure they're getting the right medications, the right dosage, everything like that is appropriate. Other than that,
There's a lot
I
of
don't see a
there's a lot
problem.
of patient hate going on coming out of Matt and O'Shea.
Dude,
that's all I'm
the
gonna
whole
say.
private room thing though.
and Ari.
No, I totally see that. When I lived in Germany, like that is unheard of. Like
Yeah,
no
it's not
one
a
gets
thing
their
in any
private
other
room.
country except for here.
Yeah, and then here it's like, my great aunt's daughter was fighting to get her a private room, and I'm like,
And then we wonder why
matter?
costs are so high for medical care.
I'm completely lost on this. I'm gonna reread the headline. Doctors are unionizing and walking out for better patient conditions. Emma, what do you think?
Thank you for bringing me back to the original headline because
Yes.
honestly, my head was
I don't know what's
spinning.
going on.
So
Hospitals
based
are like
on
hotels.
the words and the headline alone, I'm gonna agree with Matt's 8.
Yeah, to me, this is like the business roundtable. Like I feel like if the business roundtable actually cared, they could actually change things. I feel the same way about doctors, and I know they do care, but I think this is a group that could affect change. And O'Shea, like to your point, like if there are concerns like you're addressing, they could use collectivization as a way. I would think that they could get a lot. They have a lot of bargaining power. So anyway, Ari, you want to put a number on
Yeah,
this?
I'm gonna give this a 9.
So we have 8, 8, 9. O'Shea, are they close?
If for the headline 9, I'm not sure anything about the story underneath that, but I'd give the headline a 9.
Yeah, it's the
I
show.
That
support
means Ari. I mean,
patient
No
Ari.
safety is good.
context.
We made
Yeah.
it our own story. We're like rewards programs at hospitals.
Let's move on because we're out now in our third hour. The big gig. We haven't had a big gig in a while, and
yes.
I picked this headline just because I wanted to say one word. Here we go. Uber looks to create travel super app by adding planes, trains, and rental cars.
Oh, it sounds like, it sounds like that song, "Hey There, Delilah." But they got planes and trains and cars. I walked to you. I had no. Oh, this is great.
I want Ari to sing the rest of the song, and
Yeah.
I'm
Hey
gonna
there,
give Ari's
Delilah.
singing a 6.
I wish there was a meter. I wish we could see O'Shea's like friend meter to see like every time Ari like sings, like if it's going up or down. That's what I want to know.
Also, you guys, fun fact: that Delilah from the song worked at Pratt Whitney. The
I don't know
Delilah.
what's going on. I don't know
Anyway,
what's happening anymore.
sorry to cut you
go
off.
first,
Ari,
Ari.
you have to sing anytime you speak, you have to do it in a singing voice for the rest of the.
Yes. O'Shea
Big
officially
fan
a
of that
producer of the
idea.
show, and he's right, by the way.
What the heck?
All right,
This
why don't
is-
you give it a score first? What do you think about a
Yeah.
super? First of all, does super app? Okay, does this mean that
It's like
are-
a
are
super
our-
like on Tinder.
will our pilots and train engineers will they be like out of work, like dudes? Like, is that what it means? Like a guy named Dave will come in his plane and pick
the
you
gig
up?
workers are gonna fly the
what's
planes
going on
now.
here?
Ari, do you want me to go? I'm ready.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. This is a 0. They're
Yeah, it really is.
trying to just privatize transportation to the ends of the earth, and I'm not having it. I hate it. It's a 0.
No, unfortunately, Emma's right. I just wanted to put it in here for the joke. I knew it was going to kill my score
Well, I
overall.
think
but-
one of the transportation things they're working on
Yeah.
is electric helicopters, which sounds really interesting to me
What?
especially
It does?
we-
Why? Tell me why.
because it's electric.
Where are we going in that helicopter?
Around LA, because you don't want to sit in traffic. Damien, just because you can't afford it doesn't mean it wouldn't be nice to have.
Ouch. Yeah. I don't know what you're
So-
talking about. You want electric helicopters. That's what
Ari
you're
is
looking for?
concerned about wealthy people all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, this is crazy. Have they even made any money yet? I'm gonna give this a 2.
No.
Matt?
That's good.
You guys have lost the forest for the trees. The
Okay.
key
Tell me.
word is Damien emphasized it. It is super, app.
Yeah.
Because what you should be focused on is if we are now developing a world of super apps, what comes after super app? Is it mega
Mega
apps?
app.
Is
Ooh,
it
And
Is
then
it
meta
mega
app.
Is it meta apps?
Yeah.
Grand apps.
And you only see it based on your income.
humongo apps.
We'll never
and
see it.
Let's move this
appy
along.
apps.
This is depressing.
All
I don't
I'm
know where he's
saying
going.
is this is an endless marketing charade, which
Yeah.
I never want to end. I'm gonna give it
Okay.
a 7. I want
Uh,
more megas.
I want the stock market guru O'Shea to weigh on this. What do you think about this for Uber?
I think we're heading towards teleportation. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Yeah, it's a
That means that
9.
you're all wrong. Or it means that he just added up all the scores and that's how he's doing it. All right. Let's go. Let's move over to woke data. This is our last category. We have about 6 more headlines here. So feel free to stop telling me your life story. Let's start with this one. Paul McCartney's letter to Starbucks. I like this one because we have a billionaire writing a letter to a drug dealer asking for things. Here's what he says. Stop charging for plant-based milk.
Yeah.
Ooh, Ari, yeah, you like this. Come on, Ari, tell me. What do you think?
That's great. Cow milk, while can also be great, there's a lot of
Yeah.
externalities tied with everything, right? But I think, also if you're going to Starbucks, you can afford to pay more for your milk.
We just entered Ari's brain. It's going
Yeah,
this
yeah.
way,
I
and
like
that
it.
way.
Actually,
and
this is
then
how
up.
I think about it too, Ari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm with you.
I think the cost should just even out and whatever. No, don't pay extra for that. Screw that.
Yeah, what kind of a world is this where cow's milk is free and everything else is what kind of a world is this,
It
Ari?
Because of dairy subsidies. That's why.
I mean, really, what kind of but we're going to our drug dealer. I mean, it's not like these are, it's
You
not,
don't
why are
think
they so
dairy
fancy?
is a drug?
Americans consume the highest amount of dairy, I believe, in the world, except next to France, if I'm not mistaken.
I was going to say, France has a pretty
But
good
like
dairy game going.
I know that I talk about the underground stored American cheeses, but we have so
She does?
much cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese
Dude,
because
No.
I
of
don't think
dairy
I've
subsidies.
ever heard you
Go
talk
to
about
France. We don't have a
underground
lot of
cheese.
cheese, believe me.
Yes,
well-
all right.
we do.
I don't hear numbers. Ari,
I'm
Emma.
gonna give this an 8 because I like the content of the letter, but
Yeah.
I didn't even know Paul McCartney was still alive.
Oh.
Wow.
Do you even know have you heard of the Beatles? Have you heard of the Beatles?
I can name all
Emma,
of them.
what's your number?
My number is also an 8 because I think I like it and it's kind of campy.
Matt.
Look, Paul McCartney did this wrong. A 9% stake in Starbucks would have cost him about $7.5 billion, and then he
Oh, I
could
like
have just
this.
made whatever he wanted. He could have
he
made
worth
the
that
cost
much?
the same, do an edit button, whatever he wants.
Right.
Also, sub question: does this make plant-based milk the Yoko Ono of milk? Like, is that what just
It
happened?
broke up. Wait,
He's breaking up the milk.
I will not
Breaking
stand
up
for
the milk.
Yoko slander. Absolutely not.
I think it's
Beat them.
what I like about it is it's a great idea to flip the cost of these things on their head. So I'm
Also-
going to also give it an 8.
I don't
Oh.
know why it was a letter and not a song.
Oh my god, great point. It's a 7. Damien, take
yeah,
one
because
point off.
Ari could have sung it. I'm taking away a point.
Ari then could have sung it,
O'Shea, help us out here. First
Yeah,
of all,
let's
do
give it an
you
8.
like the delicious drug that is coffee? Are you a drug user? Do you like
Oh
coffee?
yeah, I got some Starbucks coffee sitting on my counter right now.
Okay, well, there we go. He's gonna give it an 8, which means Emma,
Yeah.
you're wrong.
Let's increase the cost of regular milk and decrease the cost of not milk.
See,
Not milk.
simple solution.
Deep
all
fake
right.
milk.
Moving on. Nextdoor CEO says Gen Z does not want to work for companies that are silent on politics.
Yep.
Emma,
really-
That is
this
a
is
fact.
squarely in your world, Emma. Are you more of a Disney employee or are you more of a Kroger employee? Where are you here?
Whoa, those are my options.
Yes.
That's it. That's
Well,
it.
because according to us, Kroger is nothing, and according to the right wing, Disney is woke. So there you go.
Huh.
Yeah.
Good to know that
Yeah.
those are the categories those two
are categories.
things fall in.
Emma's confused face is the best part of this.
Okay, well, yes, the Nextdoor CEO is correct. I'm
Mm-hmm.
interested to see, is the Nextdoor CEO just saying that, or are they doing something about that? It just feels like an offhand statement. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing there. But it's generally, I think, correct. So I'm going to go for a 6.
What
It is
is
kinda
the
hard to
next
rate
door
this one.
CEO? Is that a
It's a
person?
social. It's a social network of
Yeah.
people in neighborhoods.
Yep.
It's for
Mostly-
like suburban parents who want to like make sure that their neighbors aren't pedophiles. I
Back
don't know
up.
what next door
Not
is. Clearly.
parents, usually octogenarians who want to complain about the kids.
A lot of
in the
complaining.
neighborhood.
There's a lot of
That's
complaining.
yeah, that makes sense to me.
Matt,
Right.
Like it's I can't give credit to the Nextdoor CEO for reading a Pew Research poll from 2007. It's a 5. Who cares?
okay. I think
Yeah.
what Matt's saying is that he doesn't like female CEOs. Yeah, Ari, go ahead.
I think everybody knows that now. Like the statement. Yeah.
I
Like
I
does
don't
not.
think that everyone knows that actually. I think that
Really?
We've got to fight.
yeah, I
like
kind
it.
of don't think.
Like,
All right, come on. Give me a score here. Come on.
Shocking. I'm gonna give it a 6.
All right,
it's a
O'Shea.
fight, but they agreed on the exact same score.
Yay!
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Together again.
I'd agree with Ari. I'd give it a 6.
Oh, always
Just
agreeing with
me, though.
Ari.
You also
really, you're
agreed
agreeing with
with
Ari.
Sorry,
I'd agree
You're
with
agreeing
Emma.
with Ari and Emma, to be fair.
No, you don't agree
right.
with Emma. You agree with Ari.
Speaking of woke companies, the next headline is Oreo. Who knew? Oreo continues its LGBTQ plus allyship despite the culture war against woke companies. Here's what it's doing. It says the beloved sandwich cookie has debuted a new short film directed by Alice Wu to tell a sweet, touching story about the family journey of a young LGBTQ plus man. What? Oreo? I mean,
who
Oreo.
owns or is it Nabisco?
I don't
Is
understand.
it
Oreo's
Netflix?
putting
Yeah.
out movies? I don't even know what's going on here, but this sounds
There's a
good
lot
to
of
me.
questions I have.
Yeah. Anyone?
What?
This is, I think, a trend. I really wish I could remember which other company I'm thinking of, but like brands are starting to make movies. Like brands that have nothing to do with
Really?
filmmaking are starting to make movies.
That's
I have a
weird.
problem with everyone just jumping on the Outback train. Where the Outback's like we're marketing to lesbians for 20 years, and now everybody
Is this
The
a Subaru?
steakhouse?
no, not
the
Outback.
Subaru, the
the
Subaru.
Subaru Outback. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't ignore the irony of a company that makes black and white cookies being inclusive. Like they literally
Well,
like
if you
I-
open up the article, you'll see they're making a rainbow colored cookie.
and well, congrats to them.
Yeah.
I literally could care less about this. 5.
Is this
Oh.
greenwashing? I am so confused.
Yeah, it says
This is
green-
gay
it-
washing. Yeah.
It is gay washing. Yeah.
Ari,
Rainbow
you don't like
capitalism,
this.
if you will.
For marketing purposes?
So you don't like this, Ari? That's what you're saying?
I'm just confused.
It could
I
be
mean,
a beautiful movie, though. Who knows?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm all about the content. People can create all the content, especially now where you like, maybe they will be the ones that take Disney, like, make a Disney movie without it being Disney with, gay people. Shocking.
Well, Oreo did not edit out all signs of gay affection like
See?
Disney does. So
Am
I
I
mean-
allowed to ask what the movie is? Like, do we
no,
know?
just the headline. That's
Okay, well, if I'm going by just the headline, then I am going to imagine that it's going to be about 2 Oreos, one of which is a regular Oreo and one of
No,
which is like a rainbow colored Oreo, and
Yeah.
they become friends. And it's a
I want them
beautiful
to make out.
story of
They just
it's a beautiful
rub
story
their
of
They make up
acceptance
the
and
double
love.
stuff. Yeah. I did say
and
I
they
will say I'm a-
twist and then
Fornicating.
recombine.
you probably weren't listening, but I did say it was a touching story about a family journey of a young LGBTQ plus man.
An Oreo LGBTQ plus
Yeah,
man. I
exactly.
just wanted to be
Can an Oreo be a man? I don't know.
anthropomorphized
Okay.
Oreos.
Yeah, that's-
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to imagine. In that case, I'm going to give it a 7 for camp.
Well
I was
done.
gonna
Okay.
say that. I give it a 7 too.
All right, 577.
Sorry.
Do you even want to weigh in on this, O'Shea? Go ahead.
You like that Oreo?
I'm with Matt. I don't care too much on there.
Yeah, that's right.
Finally,
that is
Matt
the
takes
correct
around.
answer. I
Finally,
don't
Matt
care.
takes around. Okay. Moving on. Next headline: Goldman Sachs took a stand on board diversity. Remember, 2 years ago, they implemented a policy where they would not help companies go public without a diverse board member, just one diverse board member. And now they're celebrating by saying that they just placed their 50th diverse director.
Wow.
Maybe you can give us a
Right.
little context, Matt, because it's
Out of
kind of hard to
how
understand.
many?
Wait,
All right,
I
so I
have
don't
a
know.
question out of the gate for Matt.
Go ahead.
Matt, I feel like you
Why do you
gave us
ask me,
a
Matt?
stat a while ago about the percentage of white male managers, maybe, at Goldman Sachs.
Must be 0%. It's got to be.
Oh, at Goldman?
Black
Yeah,
Rock?
it's like
Yeah.
80, 85%. It's like 80 plus
Great.
percent.
That's all I need to know. It's a 4.
Oh, that's high, Emma. I was going to think lower. Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Well, I actually don't know how many companies they've IPO. I don't know. I haven't looked at the league tables recently to know like the total transactions that Goldman's been involved in. I do know that 11 of 14 Goldman board of directors are white people. So
Yeah. That's better
depends
than
on-
JP Morgan, which 9 out of 10.
yeah, that's true. If that's our bar.
That's your bar.
So
However, I believe 6 are women, if I'm not mistaken.
there's a lot of women. Yeah,
And
there's
JP
a lot of
Morgan?
white women.
No, no,
on
at
that
Goldman.
board.
Goldman Sachs.
There are
Oh, okay.
5 white women and 1 woman of color. I don't know. Like I don't like. They did mostly. I'm gonna give the headline a 0 because did they take a fucking stand? Like, come on, what the fuck is that? They took a stand.
Yeah,
Stand. They also, if you remember, the rule from 2
Yeah.
years ago was this only applies in Europe and the U.S., which is
Right.
not the place where diversity is
That's
a major
true.
problem. There's like
True.
0 women on boards in Asia, and they were like, "Oh, we're excluding them from this rule." So they basically said, wherever it's already culturally like okay and appropriate, we're taking a stand
Right,
by
right.
making the like. It's dumb. It's a 0. I don't
Wow.
care.
Not to mention
changes
that
everything.
one
Yeah,
director.
Yeah.
One.
And they couldn't do that in Asia? They couldn't say that? One?
I guess
Yes.
not.
Well,
Ari,
did they-
I'm
did they
sensing not
add
like this,
one?
Ari.
They said
What?
they
What's
would
that?
not take a company public if it did not have at least 1 diverse
Oh.
director, and that meant 1 woman or person of color, depending
It's a low
on
bar.
what it was.
Low
The
bar.
bar was so low that calling it taking a stand is a little strong for me. I'm
Okay,
gonna
stop
go 0.
crapping on the headline. Come on, Ari, give me a
That's
score.
all
Let's
I'm
move
saying.
on.
It's
Come
a
on.
shit headline.
Come on.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, where are you here, O'Shea?
I'd give it right in the middle. I give it a 5. At least they're
Ooh, you're
being progressive.
all
They're
wrong.
they're doing
Yeah.
something. They're
Yeah.
bringing it to the news that they want to make a stand.
Thank
But you can't give them all the credit because they're not actually doing a lot.
Damien's
That's the
mom
5.
just-
See, that's a well-reasoned 5, unlike you chuckleheads. All right, come on. 3 more headlines. The next one. The world. This sounds good to me. The world can turn around the climate crisis. This is according to a UN report. The world can turn around the climate crisis this decade. Forget your 2050 shit. This. Well, come on. How is this not good, Ari? What?
spiked.
But how? This seems great,
I'm
though.
gonna-
No.
I can go, and
Yes.
you're not going to be happy, Damien. I'm going to give it a 5 because they messed up the headline. It probably should say "have to." We have to
Okay.
turn around the climate crisis
Yeah.
in the next 10 years. Cool that we can,
Right.
but also we have to. So
I
yeah,
do.
it's
I
fine.
do remember reading something on the UN saying that they were concerned about the language they were putting out there. Like they didn't want it to be constantly doomsday-ish. Like they wanted it to appear hopeful. So maybe that's why
I get it.
it's phrased in this way. Yeah.
They were targeting your mom.
How dare you talk about my mom? Only I can do that. Matt, I see you squirming up there. What do you have to say about this one?
I mean, this is like a UN greenwash, isn't it? Like the answer is actually Emma's correct that we have to, and I don't care that you don't like hearing doomsday
Yeah.
things. That to me is a
I don't.
user problem, not a scientist problem. The answer is we are fucked unless we do this immediately. Period.
Okay. All right.
People don't like that. And then we spend all of our time being like, oh, can I give you some Snowflake language to make you feel a little bit better
Oh,
about
here we
the fact
go.
that we're lighting
Here we
everything
go.
on fire? Oh, you can do it. It's like when my kid goes and plays t-ball, everyone gets a trophy because.
Who are you, Tucker
like,
Carlson
we
up
have
there? What are
to
you
give
talking
them.
about?
I'm the Tucker Carlson of
You don't
climate
support the
change,
trophy
whatever that
making
is.
industry all of a sudden? How dare you?
All I'm
Have you
saying
driven by a
is-
trophy store recently? By the way, they're dusty, they're decrepit. They need help.
All I'm saying is get over yourself with your language inhibitions. And the fact is we're all on fire unless we do this. So the world can turn it around and we can do it. I don't care about that. I'm with Emma. We have to. I'm going to give it a 3.
See, O'Shea, how they get angrier and angrier as the show goes on? Like they get out of control. Or about this headline.
I
Come
think
on.
we should be I think we should take Friday off work every week and go
Isn't that
protest
kind of what we're doing?
somewhere.
Yeah.
A la Greta.
Where do you work? Don't you work here for us?
Yeah, we're hanging out with your buddy talking about headlines. Aren't we kind of
Dude,
taking it
I'm
off?
very stressed this morning, okay?
Hey, wait.
Give me a number. Come on.
5.
I like how O'Shea. Isn't it funny how seriously they take giving the number, knowing it's completely nonsensical
Like
and
no one
arbitrary?
cares.
But when asked, they're like, "Oh, I gotta say the right thing here."
Well, you know,
okay.
the headline just gives me anxiety, like existential anxiety, which everybody should feel.
What do you think,
Damn.
O'Shea?
I'd give it a 0.
Ari says, I want you to
Ooh,
feel
a
bad.
0. So
Yeah.
you're all wrong.
I think
You're all
I
wrong.
think it's not doing crap for anyone saying that it could change in the next decade. That doesn't give us answers. That doesn't give us change. That they're not doing anything for it. We need a change in the next decade.
We need
It's-
our
it's-
government to
Yeah,
do
it's
something.
soft. It's
It's
a lot of words that I could give it. Yeah, it's just soft.
I want O'Shea to
okay.
punch someone after that. I want that.
2 more headlines. Here, this one's for Matt. Really, I just think he'll get a kick out of this one. Here's a headline: This company is launching Indigenous branded crypto carbon credits. I mean, I'm serious, but that sounds great,
wait,
right?
wait.
Yeah,
Hang
I'm gonna say
on.
it again. Yeah, go ahead.
Indigenous branded?
Yeah,
What
branded.
Yes.
What does that mean? Am I allowed to ask? What does that
You
mean?
can get a
so it
Mohawk
plans
brand,
to
an
sell-
Iroquois brand. You can, yeah.
Yeah, it plans to sell crypto tokens to offset carbon emissions that it claims will be created in partnership with First Nations. This is a Canadian company.
So this
they're co-
is happening with the involvement of actual Indigenous people.
Yes. Yes.
They're
Okay.
called First Nations ESG tokens. That's what they're called.
This is all true. Yeah. This isn't one of our ESG onion pieces.
Okay. It probably wasn't their idea,
Well, it
right?
could
It was
be.
probably some dude in their basement who thought,
If it was-
I can do this. Let me go find some indigenous people. And be like, I'll give you a cut.
In your
if you-"
basement? Yeah.
Wow, this is horrible.
This is the first step to the dream, which is like the colonized tokens. Like how many people did we colonize? Let's make a token for each person we displaced. Like, can you imagine like Ukrainian refugee tokens, right? Like, so every refugee that crosses a border, you just make an NFT and someone can support them like in a weird way. Like we could just make tokens out of everything. And it goes back to our show yesterday where we talked about, white male offsets by Expensify. Why solve a problem when you can put it on the blockchain and pretend you did a thing?
Yeah.
I love it. It's fantastic. It's the ultimate greenwash. I'm going to give it a 10 for that.
Matt,
This
here's
is a
a
carbon credit thing. You were just talking about how we're
Yeah,
all screwed and
I
gonna
love
die.
how much-
Now you're
I
gonna
he
love
likes
how
the
much I hate
headline.
it.
He's enjoying the headline.
I'm
Yeah.
enjoying this whole thing.
Here's a quote from the article. This initiative is greenwash, topped with more greenwash, garnished with blockchain.
That's beautiful. That's so true.
But Matt, I think you're right, Matt. But Emma, you got a score on this one?
Yeah. I might have just cheated for a second, but when asked
How do you
about the
cheat in
First
this
Nation
game?
involvement, the
Yeah.
group who is doing this only named one former chief of one tribe who is
Okay.
involved.
That's a nation
Former
representative.
chief.
Former.
Not current
Yeah.
chief.
Former.
Okay.
Former chief.
Okay.
Who has been involved with the people for
I
like
called
a-
him once.
But isn't
Yeah.
that like Larry Bird was a former Celtic, but you'd still go to him if you had a Celtics question, wouldn't you?
No, you would not.
Not
he was
now.
also the former coach of the Pacers, and you wouldn't say that
Oh,
he's on the Pacers. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
your metaphor
true.
sucks. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this sucks really, really hard. It's a 0.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
yeah, I'm gonna give
Ari,
it a 0 as well.
O'Shea, wait,
Give
what
it
is
a
it? We
0.
haven't heard O'Shea's point of view on
Oh.
NFTs and crypto and all this. What's your point of view here?
On crypto,
All of it. NFTs, all the nonsense.
Do you like crypto, Shay? Do you have any?
I do have some crypto.
Oh, here we go.
It made me some money, and so yeah,
So
that
he liked it.
that's nice.
He's like Sam Bankman-Fried down there. He's giving
What you
away
can't
his fortune.
what you can't see, like underneath he's actually not sitting on a chair. He's sitting on a pile of money he made from
Pile of beanbags.
Ethereum. Yeah.
All right, let's
I got one of those beanbags from the FTX guy, and but they're only exclusive. I can't let you in on it.
I was gonna say, could you call me after the show and tell me the brand?
Nope.
All right, let's wrap up the show today. The good game, April 8th, 2022, with I hope is an easy dunk here for all of you. Ketanji Brown Jackson makes her story as first black woman confirmed to support. Come on, get your score.
Is that but the headline, is that a reference to the Michael Jackson His Story album?
I think they're just, language is important. Language is powerful. They're just rebranding his.
Have you never
part.
heard the herstory thing?
Matt's out of it.
No,
believe me. He's ranting
have.
whining about trophies over there.
I have. I just want to celebrate just her. I don't need like weird puns to do it.
She's
or,
already
like,
down in the
fold
headline.
in
Come on,
memes.
someone give me a score. Come on, let's wrap this up. Come on.
I hate to
10.
bring this up, but did you see Mitt Romney being the only one left clapping and
Yes.
standing during the
Yes.
confirmation? And
Yeah,
all
Republicans
his
just
Republican buddies
left.
leaving? Awful.
Yeah,
All right,
This is
it was
terrible.
embarrassing.
Why do you have to rain on my headline here, Ari? Emma?
I mean,
She gave it
it's
a
just
10.
crazy. It's just crazy.
Okay,
to
but
me.
now she's telling me like sad Republican stories. Come on, save that for next week.
It's just sad
Emma?
human stories, really.
10.
Matt,
I'll get peer pressured into a 10. Fine.
O'Shea.
I'm taking
Oh,
the,
come on.
the headline.
10.
Her story, come on.
What's wrong with her story? Where have you been?
Just say Brown, like she's the first black woman to be like, that's a 10 by itself.
So do you disagree with me that I refuse to call people chairman? Do you disagree with that too?
No, I don't have any problem with that. Why
It's
do
the
we have
same
to call
thing.
it making
How's the
history?
difference? Get over it. Get over it.
It's not. It's not.
O'Shea, sorry you have to hear this. What do you think about this one?
We can give it a 10.
Okay. All right, come on, let's wrap it up. The winner this week is I don't know, O'Shea.
Yeah.
Come on. And Matt, where were you with the
guru of the March Madness stocks?
March Sadness? Hello, Matt. Matt Mascardi, where'd you go with the sound effects? You just like stopped giving me love during
Emma
the show.
yells at me.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, he's
all
not
right.
allowed.
Before we wrap up, does anybody have who won the week? Anyone want to weigh in on this? Who won the week?
Come on.
Anyone
There's only
other
one.
than O'Shea, who won
Yeah.
the week?
Ari, who won the week, because I know Ari will know.
I
was just
think
gonna
we can
choose
all
Emma.
agree
Yeah.
our
Musk?
brand new
O'Shea?
Supreme Court justice.
Jackson.
Oh.
Obviously.
Duh.
Come on.
That's it.
Yeah,
Matt?
I'm tempted to say that Howard Schultz
Don't you
won
dare.
the week by saying
Ooh.
companies are being assaulted by unions, because I love to think of all the forms of like harassment, assault that like employees and stakeholders are doing to companies. I love the idea that like the poor innocent companies are just in the middle of some, great assault by everybody else. But you have to say Jackson won the week, because
I'm
that's
surprised you say that. I'm torn on this one, like between.
Elon.
I love the Expensify white
Elon.
man offset.
I love
I-
that too. Yeah.
I love the villainy of Howard Schultz,
Yeah.
and I gotta say, like Elon Musk buying 10% essentially of Twitter, putting himself on the board all within our week. That's kind
a
of
busy
winning.
week.
I mean, we're not really like we're not really political pundits. I don't know. I'm gonna go O'Shea. O'Shea won the week.
Nice diplomatic choice. Lame.
O'Shea, do you agree with? Who do you agree with? Did you win
Or who
or
do you
did
think won the week?
Ketanji win?
I think this is my chance for fame and glory, so I'm going to go with myself here.
Yeah.
Nicely
Clearly.
done.
Clearly. Any predictions?
Gotta
Get
work
out of
my way
here.
up
No
the chain.
predictions.
Yes,
Right.
I have a prediction.
Oh, Emma has a prediction.
Okay, hear me out.
Yeah,
My
I'm
prediction
listening. I can't
is
wait.
this.
Yeah.
So, Paul McCartney wrote the letter to Starbucks asking them to stop charging for
Yes.
plant-based milk, right?
Yes.
This is my prediction. I think that they are going. This was all an elaborate marketing ploy by Starbucks to distract everyone from the unionization effort. And so this letter is just the introduction. So they are actually going to comply with Paul McCartney's request. And then we are going to get like a nice little Paul McCartney commercial of some sort where he's like, "Hi, I'm Paul McCartney. And I requested that Starbucks stop charging for plant-based milk. And they, as the progressive
Interesting.
company they are, agreed with me and implemented the policy." And I think that Paul McCartney is going to be a new Starbucks brand ambassador.
Whoa.
Can I just say,
Oh.
before we move on, Emma is the best predictor.
That's
I mean,
pretty
she,
good.
she kills you guys. She comes with. She's really like comes with a passion. I mean, she comes like there's.
Because
a lot of-
I expand the definition of prediction to conspiracy theory because that's always where
Yes.
my
Emma,
brain is
I
leading.
actually love that. Like this is sort of in the vein of Shaq joining the Papa John's board to counteract the fact that its founder is a abhorrent
Yeah.
racist
Oh.
scum.
Totally.
I kind of like this. I don't like the idea of Paul McCartney like taking the spotlight off of an anti-union thing. But then again, who am I kidding? Paul McCartney was never John Lennon. He was always the commercial one. So Emma, that's brilliant, and that's much better than
Thank
my
you.
boring prediction, which is that Elon Musk is going to bring a friend on Twitter's board. Is going to be an announcement
Ooh.
soon.
It'd be his
Bring a
brother.
friend to work day.
I'm hoping it's Kimball. I don't know who said brother. I'm hoping it's Kimball and the
No.
cowboy hat wearing Brooklynite. But
It won't
it's going to be
Kimball.
somebody
Kimball
on
already
his
got him in
side.
trouble.
It's going to be somebody on his side is going to join soon. That's my prediction.
I
Anybody
have
else?
2 predictions.
Yo, 2, yeah.
Yeah, first is Paul McCartney and Elon Musk have started the billionaire letter writing campaign trend, which is the idea that billionaires just realized that all they have to do is write letters to the companies and things will change.
Yeah, it's called the
because
Carl
they can just
Icon.
buy a stock. They
It's
can
called
just
the
buy it.
Icon. Yeah.
It's called Icon's daughter.
Yes.
Exactly. It's the
His
Icon
vegetarian
anti-pig daughter.
So, but I'm really excited about like not buying a stock but doing letter writing campaigns. I just like them sitting down with like a quill pen and writing what they want from their companies. I like that mental image.
I'm imagining
number
them like
two-
dictating it to someone, you know,
Dictating
like they're not
it,
even writing
Uh,
it themselves.
Doris, come
Right.
in here.
Yeah.
Please take down what I'm saying. Yeah, all of that's great.
Wow.
Because it makes every one of them feel like Mr. Burns to me, which is all I want. And then number 2, I do think we see an expansion of the offset market. I think the Expensify thing is the beginning
Yeah, I think
of
you're right.
of a mass movement of crypto-y, blockchain-y, plus like offset-y stuff that is taking the idea that you don't like a behavior or a thing. The government isn't regulating the negative behavior or thing, whether it's like diversity or carbon or whatever, and you create a financial instrument that fake solves that thing and you call it the offset of it. That is right up the zeitgeist of both crypto and Wall Street. And I can imagine a situation in which there's a whole trading market of white dude offsets, black person offsets, Gen Z offsets. Like pick a thing, and you
Are you
offset
gonna
it.
offset me?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
It's all, and there's a marketplace where you can trade them. I'll give you 3 white dude offsets for 1, indigenous ESG token. Can you imagine that world? Because I can. My prediction is that's what happens.
I think
All
you're
right,
right.
so
because
should,
it's-
should we make
yeah.
one? Like ground level here? O'Shea, you in?
Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
Uh,
What's we started as?
Ari predictions.
No, I got none.
Ari doesn't do predictions. O'Shea, do you have any predictions?
Oh man, not that we can talk about here. Doom
Oh,
and gloom.
I wish we could.
Wow.
All right, that's all I have. That was a good game. Thank you, O'Shea. Thank you, O'Shea.
That was Business
Thank you,
Pants
guys.
and the good game. That's O'Shea. Thanks to our fancy pants expert. Really,
Our
this is
March
the
Sadness
of
winner.
Sadness. Our March Sadness winner, and we'll circle back around about some swag for you to get. Thanks to Ari, the Data Queen, and Emma Lurking, Damian Rollis. Hi, it's Matt Scardi. We are Free Float Media. We will be back to you next week with more exceptionally long, short shows about the business news. We'll talk to you then. Goodbye.